And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. The average cost of weddings is on the rise. According to Joy.com, the cost of a 300-person wedding will run newlyweds about $36,000. When only 2 years ago, that price was $29,000. That's still high. And you know how hindsight can be 20/20. Another study says 1 in 5 couples have had wedding regret over how much they spent. Joining us to talk about it, wedding officiant David Brown. Glad to have you here on The Factor Uncensored. When we talk about the rising cost of a wedding, what's contributing to that?
Mostly, Isaiah. So let me give you a little background first. So I've done over 300 weddings over the last 5 years. And in that time period, I've had these conversations with people that I shouldn't have spent this much in this one day. To your question, though, when you do things in peak season, that's going to drive costs. You're establishing relationships with vendors. Peak seasons are things like October, right? It's the highest peak season. The Wedding Wire did a statistic with 17,000 couples last year, just in 2024. And in that time period, they gathered this information to say, look, when are you guys getting married, and what is the highest rate of it? October was the highest. June and July was the highest. So that's going to drive your costs, because these vendors know you're coming for us and you're looking for what we have, you know, that will give you presentation in your wedding. And then these event spaces, they know we can go ahead and, you know, scale up our pricing. So the way you gain leverage is looking at things in off-peak seasons. Off-peak seasons are months like December, January. I love, you know, when I wed people and they do a Sunday wedding. I already know why they did the Sunday wedding. They did that Sunday wedding because more than likely they're going to save $5,000 to $10,000, whereas a Saturday wedding was, you know, double the price.
Now, why is a Sunday wedding cheaper?
Sunday rolls right over to Monday, right? That venue realizes, hey, I don't know if I'm going to get some customers that will execute a contract to do a wedding on Sunday, so let me go ahead and lower my pricing to make it more attractive. Saturdays are your peak days, right? You know, you can get married on Saturday, you can rest on Sunday. We're probably gonna fly out and go to our honeymoon on that same Sunday. Well, Sunday, we gotta go back to work. People flying in. How many people actually wanna fly in on a Sunday? Those that really love you and support you, they'll be there. But that Sunday, you're gonna save a ton of money as opposed to, you know, a Saturday.
And we have a list of tips for those who are looking for ways to save money on planning their wedding and the tips that you need. Go on that list, Dave.
So first off, you know, you want to choose your venue. Choosing your location is important. Before you start really jumping into us getting married and what this is gonna look like, what our colors are, choose your location first. And I will say, don't be constricted to an actual venue. I've seen the most beautiful weddings at a location, maybe an outside location. Be creative in where you choose where you want to go. That's a beautiful day. So don't fast forward and say, just because my friends got married at a venue, I need to choose a venue, right? The second is, you know, make sure you choose the right officiant. That's the wow factor. That's where and I'm not highlighting me, but that's why I bring value.
You kind of are, David.
That's why I bring value. Isaiah, I've had some weddings that I've literally had people say, this is the best wedding I've ever been to. People don't remember so much the colors. They remember what was said, what was done, and how you made them feel. That's what people remember at a wedding. And so that's when the couple comes and say, I want to get married, you want to leave people with what they felt, right?
Absolutely.
The other is the budgeting aspect, and I'm sorry.
Go ahead, really quick.
The budgeting aspect, right? The budgeting is important. I've seen so many people break the budget. You have to be strict with your budget. And the budget doesn't have to compete or compare with other weddings that you've been to. Do a budget that's comparable to you, that's tailored to your lifestyle. I think so many people have shared with me, I didn't have to spend that much. Last couple of things is, you know, be creative in your idea. And, you know, just make sure go ahead.
Okay. Just wrap us up. Tell us where we can find you really quick.
You can find me on my IG page, and I have Calendly where we can set up consultation. So it's Marry Me by David. You can find me on IG there. And right now I am open. I am taking new clients right now.
All right. Thank you for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored.